Wait, you're straight? You seem so normal. But now you can be my token straight friend. Hey, do you know Adam? He's straight too. You two should totally go out.
Imagine a world where this is normal. In this world, you must announce your attraction to the opposite gender. In this world, when among friends, you have to pick your words carefully. Perhaps you say your significant other is just a friend, out of fear. In this world, you're not accepted as who you are without a grand declaration, but without one, you must pretend to be someone you are not. The world created by society is not the one our founding fathers imagined. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and they are endowed with certain inalienable rights. Our freedom is guaranteed, but we are denied it by our own invention. Society still oppresses people for the color of their skin. It now oppresses people for their identities. We are free in our chains. We have removed any possibility of true freedom, freedom that can only happen when we are free to be ourselves. Homosexuality is found in every species. Homophobia is found in one species. In older societies like ancient Greece, homosexuality was accepted. The Roman Empire changed things, making it sinful for people to be true to themselves. It was as horrible as murder. It's no surprise that hate crimes, some of them masquerading as games like Smear the Queer, rampantly dehumanize the victims. 1 of 5 people who do feel attraction in the same sex have even been victims of these crimes, with only half of these crimes committed by a stranger. These crimes are often unreported, mainly because the victims are skeptical that the police will help. In our society, police departments only protect white heterosexuals. Everyone else is given not a second thought. They are left screaming silently. Recently, Michigan passed a law that allows EMTs to refuse to assist queer people. It was deemed lawful for a person to be left to die, a person who could have been saved, a person who was guaranteed unalienable rights. Sexuality is more diverse than what the Bible makes it out to be. Sex is more than an act between a man and a woman. It can be between almost any combinations you could think of, including between people who are genderless. Science has shown that sexuality is so much broader. It's a spectrum. And sexuality is not all about sex either. Relationships do not fit in the small categories dictated by society. They are free and flowing, different for each and every person. Not everyone wants sex. In fact, some people identify as asexual. For them, they can be just as emotionally fulfilled as someone else without sex. Romantic and sexual orientations don't always match. They're a spectrum with infinite possibilities, a spectrum that cannot be dictated or erased because of one singular religion. Why is it unacceptable to force them to believe in what you believe in, yet somehow it is acceptable for you to force them to make choices that go against their identity, all for the sake of your own personal comfort? It doesn't just stop here. From an early age, we are taught that we are either a girl or a boy. Boys like trucks, girls like dolls. Boys grow up to be doctors, girls grow up to be wives. Boys get to have a career and enjoy being a bachelor, while girls are expected to give up their careers and are ashamed for being spinsters. We have constructed gender boundaries dictating how we may express ourselves. If we cross these boundaries, we are assumed to be unusual, we are assumed to be different, we are assumed to be wrong. Girls wear skirts to school on a daily basis, yet when a boy wore one to his school, he was sent home early for inappropriate dress. Even in institutions of education, a place where we are guaranteed safety and acceptance, we are shunned for expressing ourselves. Instead of being taught calculus, we are taught that our identities are wrong. Is this one of the valuable life skills that schools promise? Scientists now know that sex and gender are completely different things. Sex is the biological template you are born with, a combination of chromosomes. Gender is how you self-identify, how you truly are. In most cases, sex and gender match up, but sometimes they don't. Some people are born in the wrong body. Imagine you woke up with a different gender. How would you feel? And then, imagine that you became certain that you were in the wrong body. You want to feel happy, to feel comfortable in your own skin. Then, when you transition to living as you were meant to be, as you finally feel as if you had a notion of your own identity being fulfilled, you are ostracized. Friends drift away. Family members tell you to lose their number. There's a reason that the queer community suffers from significantly high levels of depression. If they want to be themselves, they are abandoned by the people they love. By age 3, gender identity is firmly established. It will not change. Rather than having your gender match your sex, it could match the opposite sex. You might be agender, might be a transgender, it might be third gender, it might be genderqueer. Just like sexuality, gender also exists as a spectrum. Spectrums by definition hold more than 2 points, and yet a binary is exactly what society advocates. Society claims to uphold freedom and equality, happiness and liberty, yet fails to live up to these qualities. Rather than realities, they are ideals. Ideals that we must constantly strive towards if anyone is ever to be free. If we are to be free, we must ourselves be. We must have the courage to fight back. We must believe that we are not wrong, that we are not flawed, and end this hatred towards people who are different. We have to believe that society can change. We have to hope for a better future. We have to be ourselves. Parents of transgender children often say there's a point where you must accept your child or risk losing them forever. Why risk losing yourself?